Not. I said Freddie is always ready. You know that, but I wasn't. I didn't. I was muted. Anyway, hey folks, I'm putting some questions in the chat box for you. The first one was, what was the biggest problem to deal with in 2022 for you? So if you know how, just go ahead and open up the chat box and answer that one. On a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being best, how would you rank 2022 as far as health, wealth, and happiness for you? Well, I'm like a poet. I don't know it. I like that. On a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 best, how would you rank 2022 as far as health, wealth, happiness for you? Wow, a 10, Christian Rockwell. Yo, you rock. He rocks well. Okay, and so yeah, and then what circumstances, what challenges did you face in 2022 you'd rather not repeat in 2023? So put some of those in the chat box. So none of you had any challenges, a few of you. Okay. Oh, doubt. Okay, cool. All right. I like the 10-10. I mean, that's fantastic. Wow. I'm impressed. Wow. We all are sitting here having fun, and I'm in South Florida while Chris Dove is over there in Tallahassee freezing her tail off. I could see it. Anyway. Well, listen, good morning. It's good to see you all. I do love when the video's on to see you. And Jacopo, with his hand there, look at that. He's got his fingers dialing the phone. You can see it. I love when the videos are on. 6, and asking for help more often. Aletha, stay tuned. Stay tuned. I'll tell you what, if you're a 6, 2023 will be a 10 if you just stick it out to the very end here. I promise you. 8 out of 10. Okay, cool. Pay more attention to detail. Cool. Well, let me get started because me, I mean, I've got a whole lot to cover here, and I really want to definitely, not just words. There's plenty of words that float around. There's plenty of YouTube videos you can watch. There's plenty of books you can read and all that kind of stuff. But really, my goal in life is to give people courage, right? And that's what I've been doing all my life, is giving people courage to move forward, courage to grow, courage to challenge yourself, and everything else. So what I want to do is today, I want to really, truly help you have a breakthrough. And I mean that for 2023. Will you go into 2023? Hold on one second. Someone just didn't read the text. Okay. They said, what time is the meeting? They've only been here 5 or 6 times. Okay, 8:30. They need a breakthrough. So anyway, I really want to help you have a breakthrough for 2023 where you truly are in control of your destiny, you're in control of your life, you're in control of your circumstances, you're in control of everything, and that you master yourself. Socrates said what? Somebody put that in the chat. I mean, all these weeks I keep saying it. Socrates said what? An unexamined life is not worth living, correct? Fred DeFalco says an unexamined business is not worth having. An unexamined relationship is not worth being in. And so we need to examine. So today, this is about, again, self-examination, but more importantly, is to empower you to really get down to what has really held you back from 2022 goals. And the other thing is my 3-year business planning I'm going to get into with you. And I ask every individual, especially my paid clients, is that today, if you looked at your life today, and you were to look back 3 years ago from this exact day, so November the 16th in 2019, November the 16th, 2019, is what you're living today, is that what you would have planned 3 years ago for yourself? Exactly, in every area of your life, your relationships, your health, your wealth, your business, would it be that what you really planned? So 3 years from today, I want you to be able to say, wow, I'm so glad that I tuned in with Fred on that day, November the 16th, and I committed to his 3-year business plan that I'm going to share with you here in a moment. So let me get going here. 2023, my year, a bigger, bolder, better me, the real me. So 2023, a bigger, bolder, better me. I really want that to sink in. And I want this to be such a selfish year for you, 2023. I only want you to focus on you and nobody else. And you're going to see what I mean by that when I get into this, because, you know, if you're not your best in everything that you say, everything that you do, everything that you are, everything you commit to, if you're not your best with everything, what do you really deliver to your family? What do you deliver to your loved ones? What do you deliver to the world? What do you deliver to your business partners? What do you deliver to your neighbors? What do you deliver to society? So it's got to be all about you in 23, becoming a better you, becoming a better you. I love this quote. I know I use it a lot, but it's always to be reminded. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. And you're going to see that by the end, folks. You're afraid of your light. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. This is nothing. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. You are all meant to shine as children do. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It's not just in some of us, it is in every one of us. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. And people are astounded when I'm, coaching them, and especially people that pay me. And they say, well, Fred, and they try to like make me feel like they don't have any issues or problems. I have one that I thought, man, why are you even hiring me? You don't even have any, what can I really help you with? Well, after 2 sessions, come to find out her marriage was falling apart. She lost a lot of money. She blah, 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 blah. And because at first she had this, well, no, I'm okay. But deep down inside, we all have it, right? But the reason we have a lot of that, and you're going to see it, is because we don't know how to really conquer ourselves. Somebody said in the chat earlier, I said, what's your greatest challenge in 2022? And you said you, which is amen, which is true. So we have 2 choices for 2023. We're going to be able to live courageously or cowardly. And I'll tell you what, don't take this personally, because I'm talking to myself every time I do this. As a matter of fact, I've been up since 3:15 a.m. I don't do this for you. I do it for me. I'm going to admit I'm selfish. So I'm going to say this, 98% of the people on this call are cowardly when it comes to living life at its fullest. You're cowardly when it comes to communion, not communication. Oh, we all know how to do that. But when it comes to communion and really getting in touch with yourself and other people, we're cowardly. We don't know how to commune. But at the end of the day, I want you to have such a breakthrough. Your entire 2023 is about no more communication, but only about communion. So courageously, that's your first choice. Some common synonyms of courage are mental, resolution, spirit, tenacity. While all these words mean mental or moral strength to resist opposition, danger, or hardship, courage implies firmness of mind and will in the face of danger and extreme difficulty. Now, let me say this. I'm talking to a number of real estate people here. If you're tuning in from another profession, because I have some guests on the phone, doesn't matter where walk of life, where you are, what you're doing, but courage implies firmness of mind and will in the face of danger, extreme difficulty. And damn it, most of us can't even handle it when someone cuts in front of us, and we curse them. We judge them. How dare they? When we didn't even realize that a bee just stung them in the eye, and they lost a little bit of control, right? So we can't even keep our firmness of mind and will because someone cuts us off a little bit, or someone did this. So what is courage? Real? I mean, it's the firmness of mind. Nothing can shake you. Nothing. That you keep going deeper and deeper. Remember our series on circumstances? That when I said after I lied to you all, and I said, take your circumstances and rule them. I don't know if for those guests, we did a whole series on circumstances. I was here, you take control, rule your circumstances. And then I realized after God showed up after divine intelligence showed up in my life and divine integrity. Says, oh, you think you know something about circumstances? Let me help you out a little bit. And that's when I said, I didn't realize you can't conquer circumstances. You have to use them as stair steps in your life. They are designed to make a stairway to heaven. They're designed to make a stairway to a brighter future. They're designed in relationship issues, no matter what the relationship issues are. Any circumstances that happen in that relationship are created to make a stairway for you to rise to a higher level in your relationship, in business, and any other, in family situations. I've got so many circumstances going on in my family right now. I'm ready to say, oh my gosh, I'm out, don't ever talk to me. But that's not why I know they're not designed for that. I'm getting higher and higher, and I know it's going to reach a heavenly state. And it's going to bring out all the good. It's going to be out all the good. And because some stressful things in life brought out what people say, oh, brought out the worst in them. We all have the worst and the best. What it is, it just brought out truth that our belief systems, the way we look at things. So I really want you to be courageous for 2023, is that you're able to stay in a firmness of mind that nothing can shake you, versus cowardly is a trait wherein excessive fear prevents an individual from taking risk or facing danger. Folks, I work with all of you, all my folks that I work with in the business side here, both paid and on my team. They can't even face KV Core, their database. It rules them instead of them ruling it. What a cowardly thing to do. Get a firmness of mind about yourself and say, how dare I let something like that make me a coward? How do I fear something like that? So, don't be cowardly. If you want to have 2023 to be a bigger and better me, you've got to have courage, and you can't be cowardly. You can't back down. And if little things like that frustrate you, I had one of my paid clients on Saturday morning. I reached her, and we were supposed to meet. We had to juggle because she had something going, and she said, "Hey," she asked me to let her know when some of my time was freed up. I said, "Okay, yeah." I said, "Hey, I'm free." She said, "Oh, good." So I got her on the Zoom, and I said, "Hey, how you doing?" She said, "Oh, fantastic." She said, "Except I got stuck here at my computer. I meant to go ahead and take my walk. I would love to take, as we talked about last week, that one walk I like to take. It's about an hour and a half walk over to And then she said, I got stuck here at my computer. I said, hold a second. What do you mean you got stuck at your computer? She said, well, I got a little bit. I said, hold a second. You had the intention. You wanted to take that walk today, but yet you let the computer rule you. Is that what you're telling me? I said, stop right now. Quit the Zoom. Hang up. Call me back in an hour and a half after you take that walk. I said, have some courage. Don't let that computer rule you, because that's cowardly when you live like that. So it's excessive fear prevents an individual. She was fearful. She didn't do something, and she didn't do what she wanted to do. An individual from taking risk or facing danger is opposite of courage. As a label, cowardice indicates a failure of character. That was a character flaw to allow that computer to rule her. And you may say, wait a minute, Fred, you just said you were up since 3:15 a.m. I've been in front of this computer since 3:20 a.m. this morning. But I wanted to do that. I chose to do that. That was my whole plan for this morning. That was my intention. It doesn't rule me. You can't let anything rule you. As a label, cowardice indicates a failure of character in the face of a challenge. How many of you got your KV Core perfect? Put it in the chat that you have your KV Core perfect. Andres, I want you to take every name that they say they have their database. By the way, those who are guests, KV Core is our customer relationship management system. Everybody says they have it down mastered. Andres, please take note, because I need their help. But here, we don't even have the character to challenge something like that. So one who succumbs to cowardice is known as a coward. Lack of courage or firmness of purpose. You say, wait a minute, Fred, I got on this call to be encouraged. You're insulting me. The truth will set you free, but it sure will make you miserable before it does. Trust me. And I'm a living example of it. So I'm not insulting you. I'm just shedding some truth here. This is what I want you all to have for 2023. You're going to get a link here. Joe put a link in there now, and we'll put it in there a couple times to my SMOS folder. It's called SMOS. for life, SMOST. It means get the most out of life. He'll put a link in there a couple different times. But I want you to have an audacious attitude. Audaciously comes from the Middle French audis, boldness, which is Latin root, audax, which means both daring and rash or foolhardy. Now, foolhardily, okay? Intrepidly, danger, daring, adventurous, reckless, bold, rash, contemptuous of law, religion, decorum, insolent, marked by originality and verve, very confident, daring, very bold and surprising or shocking, extreme, bold or daring, recklessly brave, fearless, an audacious explorer. We have a challenge to even block. I do a 3-year business plan. It's about a 3-hour to 6-hour project. Even the people that, matter of fact, the ones that pay me, the only ones who ever really get it done because they've got some stake into it. The ones I give it to free never seem to get it done. And I'm going to talk about that in a minute when I show you the folder. But we won't even take the courage to block 3 hours, 4 hours of our life to make ourselves a real solid 3-year plan for our lives. We got to have an audacious attitude. We got to be bold. We got to be shocking. We got to shock ourselves. I shock myself, and I love my own personal shock therapy. You got to have your own shock therapy going in your life, because otherwise the circumstances will rule you. So let's go here. Strife is a knife that cuts up your life. Striving hinders striving. If I had $10 for every, I don't know how many people I deal with a week, 50, 60. If I had $10 for 2022, every time I heard the word from one of my people on my team or even paid clients, I'm frustrated. I would have so much money. And frustration means that you're striving. I'm telling you, and I mean it from the bottom of my heart, if you have any strife, or if you feel that you have strife in your life, it is your own knife, because we are not what happens to us. We are how we respond to it. We never see things the way they are. We see things the way we are. And not just because hell may be going on around the outside of you, heaven can still be the place of your heart. You can be at total peace no matter what's going on. Many, many, many teachers all over the history of mankind, religious, philosophical, yogis, they all say the same thing. It all comes from within. So if you are strifeful, if you're frustrated, I mean it, if you're frustrated about anything, that means you are striving. And as soon as you're striving in life, that means you're not going to be able to thrive. It hinders thriving. Now, I got news for you. I've got tons of challenges in many different aspects of my life, but they keep pushing me deeper. They keep making my vision brighter, and they keep just getting the good stuff out that's in, I know that's in there. It's a big difference. But if you are frustrated about anything, this week, I had 3 different people tell me. I'm so frustrated. I can't do this. I think I'm going to go try and change companies because this is not working. What's not working? It's a multi-billion-dollar system. People are making, $300,000, $500,000, $1 million a year with this system. Why is it different for you? Look in the mirror. Look in the mirror. Because if you have any frustration, it's you. It's not outside you. I don't care what you think it might be. You can't blame your spouse. You can't blame your business partner. You can't blame your family. You can't blame anything. We are the creators of our own life. And if you feel any strife in your life, I'm telling you, it's your own knife. It's your way you're viewing it. It's your perception. Trust it, folks. We have got to learn to dance to the music of the universe. We got to learn to dance to the music of the creator. We have to learn to dance to music, whatever that music is. We may not like the tune, but then change your dance moves. Change your dance move. Right now, there's some music going on in my life. It almost sounds like screaming music, but I keep listening more intently and more carefully and saying, okay, what do I have to do? What do I have to think of? Why is it? What could I do with this? What is this designed to help me with? And then to help others, not just me. This is not about a selfish me. This is about being bigger. What's holding you back from having the best year of your life? If you do not make 2023 the best and boldest version of me, yourself, it's all because of arrogance. Now, a lot of people, wait a minute, Fred, come on. Arrogance is exaggerating or disposed to exaggerate one's own worth or importance, often by overbearing manner. An arrogant official showing an offensive attitude of superiority, proceeding from or characterized by arrogance. Folks, there's a reversed arrogance, just like the poem that I started out with by Marianne Williams. There's a sense, a false sense of arrogance that causes us to get so busy building boundaries and barriers versus building bridges in our business relationships, in our family relationships, in our relationships, our marital or significant other relationships. We're so busy building boundaries and barriers versus building bridges. I was in line the other day to vote. I was in line the other day to vote. And, you know, I hate to admit this publicly, but I will. I'm starting to have a little issue with my hearing, okay? So the lady in front of me turned around, she said, hi. And she said something to me, and I just smiled because I didn't really hear her. And so, she looks at me like, the way she looked at me a little bit strange. I went, oh, I wonder what, I wasn't sure what she said. So she said to the other lady in front of her, and then, so she said something, and so the other lady says, I forget what the other lady says. So she says, I said, oh, I'm sorry, I was kind of, thinking of something else. I didn't hear you. She said, and the other lady's defense, she says, someone smells awful nice, and you didn't even respond. And I said, because I have a cologne that people like it. And I said, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I said, I was kind of thinking of something else. I didn't want to admit I was hard of hearing, having a little bit issue with the hearing. So she says, and the lady looks at me, she said, well, I'm glad to hear that. I just thought you were arrogant. So there she goes. She's thinking that maybe I was arrogant, but who was really arrogant? Because she thought she made a judgment, right? So anyway, arrogance could be just definitely reversed, okay? So this is straight out of A Course in Miracles. Arrogance opposes truth. But when there is no arrogance, the truth will come immediately. Now, the arrogance is not that we're puffed up and we think we're somebody special, but the arrogance that we're not worthy. So arrogance opposes truth, but when there is no arrogance, the truth will come immediately and fill up the space, the ego left unoccupied by lies. I want you to pay attention to the ego because I'm going to talk about that just quickly. Only the ego can be limited. You see, it's only the ego that's limited, and therefore it must seek for aims which are curtailed and limiting. So why do we fail? It's an ego built-in mechanism because we are so arrogant. The ego is so arrogant. It wants to fail. It wants to show you that you are not worthy. That's that program mind. That's that left brain, that parent brain, that preacher brain, that mother, fathers, teachers, and preachers brain. With all the input you received over your life. That's that left brain, that you're not good enough. But your right brain is crying out saying, you are co-creator, you are creative, you are worthy, you definitely want to grow, you definitely want to be a purpose in the world. That's the right child brain. And that ego brain, though, is arrogant. Only the ego can be limited, and therefore it must seek for aims which are curtailed and limiting. The ego thinks that what one gains, totality must lose. Folks, that is scarcity mentality. I don't care who you are. We all battle that. There's only about 2% of the world's population that don't battle that because they were raised almost in a pure environment of the right programming. The ego thinks that what one gains, totality must lose. And yet it is the will of God. I learned that what one gains is given to all. The goal of totality, everyone shares. Not succeeding is selfish and it's arrogant. If you do not create 2023 the most successful, happiest, healthiest year of your life, then you are arrogant and you're selfish. Now, do I mean that if you're happy living in a little bungalow with a white picket fence and you're on your porch rocking in your rocking chair and you're smiling at everybody goes by, that's not success? Absolutely not. Because if that's what your design is, then that's successful, my friend. But if your goal, your inside, your soul is calling you to bigger greatness, and you're sitting on the damn porch and you're gossiping, or you're sitting there feeling sorry for yourself, then you're a failure. So the goal of totality, everyone shares, not succeeding is selfish. If you do not do what you have to do and take my 3-year business plan, or if not mine, take somebody's, mine's free. You're getting it free. Other people pay me $1,500 a month to go through it with them. You're getting it free. Okay. So if you don't take that, you are selfish and you're arrogant. I'm just going to call it what it is. This is a time for truth. If you do not take my 3-year business plan or somebody else's, and since I'm giving to you, I want you to give back to me. If you don't do mine, then show me one that you did. Because if not, you're selfish. You're going to be selfish, not planning your life. You've got to destroy these 3 Ps in your life to solve all your problems. By the way, we don't have any problems. We only have situations. There are circumstances that are designed to create a stairway underneath your feet that you could step on, and keep going higher. Remember, I say the Course in Miracles says, I don't need to know anything. I just need to see. In order to see, you've got to destroy these 3 Ps. Permanency. We think problems are permanent when we have them. We think we're permanent. We think we can keep putting off having a life plan. We think we could put off paying attention to somebody else, no matter what level they're coming from. We think we are permanent enough that we can judge someone and condemn them and stop talking to them because I could just do that. Like they're going to be here forever, or I'm going to be here forever. Nothing has any permanency except the soul. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. The only thing permanent is their soul. None of this other stuff is permanent. Problems are not permanent. Use them as a stairway. Pervasive. We've got to get rid of that thinking, that programming, that, oh my gosh, because my friend's not talking to me, because my kids are confused, or because I lost so much money in the stock market. Oh my gosh, my life is destroyed. Folks, look at the depression. How many people committed suicide? Look at 2008, 2009. I did a whole study on that. When I was fighting the banks, when I had a hostile takeover from a hedge fund, taking everything I'd worked for all my life. And I refused to allow it to be pervasive in my life. But I had a number of friends, matter of fact, one very close, that killed himself, a developer. He lost all his money, so he thought he lost his life. Problems are not pervasive. That's only one little segment of your life. I don't care what it is. And surely, folks, they're not personal. You think because someone did something, or someone said something, or because someone had a certain behavior, that, oh, it's because of me, I'm inadequate, or I'm this, I'm that, and that. It's not your stuff, it's their stuff. And then you got to find out why. When I'm looking at some of my loved ones doing some of the things, or going through some of the things they're going through, it's just a call for love. And I'm saying, how can I pour more love on? How can I pour more love on? Because it's not personal. I'm not taking it personal. I can't. If I took it personal, what would I do? So we got to destroy those 3 Ps if you want to have a beautiful me. Destroy the, hey, there's another one. We'll mark it down. Fred the poet doesn't know it. Destroy the 3 Ps to have a better me. I love that. Andres, take that down for me, will you? Destroy the 3 Ps to have a better me. Gold mine. This is your only solution, folks. You have to develop a gold mine for 2023. You can't wait until January to do this. Now is the time to do it. Take my 3-year business plan now. And if not mine, take somebody else's. Gold mine. It's all about intention. Your 2023 is all about intention. And if you get to the end of 2023 and you didn't pull it off, it's because you didn't have a gold mine. You had a monkey mind. It was all about tension relieving instead of goal achieving. Oh, I could say I have a lot of tension in my life, but I've turned them into goals. The tragedy of life doesn't lie in not reaching your goal. The tragedy lies in having no goal to reach. And some of you think you didn't reach your goal in 2022. That's a lie. You didn't have a goal set. It was just a wish. You may say, no, Fred, I had it in writing that you didn't have a strategy and a tactic to go with it. And that's why my plan is so effective. The tragedy lies in having no goal to reach. It isn't a calamity to die with dreams unfulfilled. Folks, I promise you, I want to go to my grave with so many damn dreams that I didn't get to. My to-do list is 68 pages long. And I just keep moving those babies to the top. Keep moving them to the top. I'm having a ball. Spite what some people may think, spite all the other crises, because it's developing such character. Crisis develops character. I can't wait to die. A matter of fact, I may change my tombstone. I already have one written, but I may change it. He died with 5,000 dreams unfulfilled. But it is calamity not to dream. It is calamity not to dream. It is not a disgrace not to reach the stars, but it is a disgrace to have those stars to reach for. What are your stars? Do me a favor, put in the chat. And when I'm finished, I stop sharing my screen and I don't see you on there, I'm going to call you out. What are your stars? Tell me some of your stars in your life that you see, that you want to reach, okay? Put some of those in the chat for me. So the gold mine is your own self. Remember, we did a whole series on becoming radical about our success, right? Birth to death. That's the only two straight lines in life. All the bumps in the road are because of us. So we talked about, and then we talked about all the different horrible statistics in life. Horrible statistics. Many of you know of the miracles that have been happening in my life with my ex, right? That she went to hospice and now she's back. She's walking again. She survived. She went from 17, 18 medications down to 2, 3. She, is back without many of the other health issues. She kidneys, on a bag and all this other stuff shutting down. All gone. All gone. All gone. And it was all because of changing some thinking, changing some belief systems, and changing and just becoming radical of what we needed to do to fix it. It works, folks. It works. These are the financial statistics. This is I say we're so consumed with something's wrong with us. 92 pages of personality disorders, the psychiatry and psychological fields come up with. 92 pages. We are consumed with there's something wrong with us. We're consumed there's something wrong with the human race. And the only thing that's wrong with the human race is that they believe there's something wrong with them. And that the power is not within. And that we came here, it's all belief systems. I know I keep bringing this up, but I have to because I have to remind myself every day. We came in this way. We came as a spirit to affect this world. We came with a soul that was empowered with a mind, a will, and an emotion. We came with a divine mind, a divine mind. That's what we came here with. And this was just here to just make sure we got through this life. But what did we do when we got programmed by our parents, our mothers, fathers, teachers, and preachers? What did we get programmed as? Well, you're just a body, let's the soul, the mind, will, and emotions. Let's teach you all kind of stuff. Let's just push a whole bunch of stuff in your head. Memory, left brain, left brain, left brain, left brain, left brain, left brain. You got a what? You got a B? Are you kidding me? So everything's left brain. But this is the right brain. The spirit is the right brain. The spirit is the child. The spirit is the creative part. That's the divine mind. That left brain is just to get us through this life. And what did we do? We put that in charge. And so then that's where the ego comes in. And folks, this is where we talked about being courageous. You've all seen the chart if you've been on my calls, but this is so important. Joe, if you put the link into the resources file. And when you're in there, please look in there and, for the 3-year business plan, the 3-year life plan, okay? But listen, please hear me out. Courage. We all have an individual fingerprint. We are individuals, but we are here for all of us. We are here for the totality, but we're individual souls. And you have 2 ways to live 2023. You can keep staying over here and letting the ego rule and just living in fear, thinking it's about competition. I was talking to someone the other day, and we're talking about competition in their own relationship, how they always are competing with one another. And they're 2 phenomenal business people. And they can't even get along. They've been married 13 years. They're competing. And she said, I don't know why we get into these debates and arguments, and before we know it, it blows up, blah. I said, well, let's look at a chart I have for you. She was a new client. Oh my gosh. She said, well, I got to print this. I got to print this. And so, so that doesn't happen over here. It doesn't happen over here. See, over here is the thermometer. Over here is the thermometer. Over here is the thermostat. This is the only way to live. You got to live with that divine mind. Robin Williams, I bring him up all the time to us. He did this. It was everything about performance. He made the whole world laugh. He reached the pinnacle of his career. But some way along the line, his belief systems from mother, fathers, teachers, and preachers, this stayed down here. And the lower this gets, eventually you can't handle it. I had a brother who couldn't handle it. He couldn't handle it, had to end his life. It was so bad. But when you bring this up, folks, this is where you want to focus. This follows. This will follow, I promise you. You want to do everything about being. You want 23 to be the best me. And look at these words. They're just in contrast. You see over here, these are in contrast to this. Do you want to quickly age, or do you want to be ageless? Do you want to be sick, or do you want to be healthy? Do you want to, always want to sleep in, or do you want to wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning and be energized and get ready to go? Do you want to check out all the time, or do you want to check in? Do you want life happening to you, or do you want life happening for you? Do you want to be defensive, or do you want to be on the offense? Because if you're defensive, you're a victim. If you're on the offense, you're a victor. Over here, do you want to keep living the life in 2023? Why me? Why me? Please make 2023. Why not me? Why not me? That's what the soul does. That's what's calling to you. And then we'll want to douse it with alcohol or drugs or sex or food or, whatever, because this ego just loves to destroy you. That programming. Over here is something wrong with me. Over here, there's something right with me. Over here are nightmares. Over here are dreams. Over here is conflict and anger. Over here is collaboration and peace. Not that you won't see this from the outside in, but you know what? If you live here, I guarantee you in my current circumstances, this is going to win, because over here is what? This is all about love. This is all about fear. Love, fear, cooperation, competition. I'm having a lot of people, a lot of family members competing with me right now, but I'm just going to cooperate. I'm going to dance to the music that divine intelligence is dealing to me. I love it. I'm going to learn. They're going to learn. We're all going to get just bigger and better as a result of it. Over here, all I can think about is forgiveness. Over here, all other people can think about are judgments. Over here, all I want to do is be a bigger person. Over here, everyone's talking about, what do I got to do now? Over here, it's all about the person. Over here, it's about the performance. You see the difference? Over here, this is where we're talking about the goals now. The reason people have a miserable life, the reason people feel miserable a lot of the times, the reason people feel like there's something that's wrong, there's something they didn't achieve, whatever, it's because of a monkey mind. Look it up. It's a term from the Far East. It's a term from look it up. What a monkey mind is. Goal mind is all about you focus on goals. Monkey mind's all about tension relieving. You're always looking to relieve some tension in your life. Over here, it's about goal achieving. Over here, you're definitely going to abuse substances. Now, you may say, well, Fred, I don't take any drugs. I don't even drink alcohol, Fred. But you might be 25 pounds overweight. That's a substance. That was from food. Over here, it's a person of substance. Over here, self-sacrifice and it's all about, I do this and I do this for everybody and I do that. Over here, it's all about self-mastery. Over here, it's about no and out of control. Either you have no control, you're out of control. Over here, it's all about self-control, and you have all the control. You have all the control. You don't have the control of what's happening on the outside, but you have control of what's happening inside. Over here, it feels like you're at home and in heaven. Over here, you feel like you're homeless and in hell. So, folks, please pay attention to this. And this chart keeps growing bigger and bigger. Either you're struggling and a struggler, or either you're stretching and stretching, so on and so forth. And then here's the 12 principles of attitudinal healing that's in the resources. The essence of our being is love. Health is inner peace. Healing is letting go of fear for 2023. Giving and receiving are the same. The more you give to your business, you're going to be receiving, I guarantee you. And then you're going to be giving to other people. We can let go of the past and of the future. Now, you may say, Fred, wait a minute, you're talking about setting a plan. It says let go of the future, where it rules you, but you've got to have a roadmap, right? But we can let go of the past and future. This is more of the fear of the future. Now is the only time there is, and each instant is forgiving. We can learn to love ourselves and others by forgiving rather than judging. We can become love finders rather than fault finders. We can choose and direct ourselves to be peaceful inside, regardless of what is happening on the outside. We are students and teachers of each other, folks. There's not a person I don't learn from. I love spending 2 hours with my homeless friends and my alcoholic friends down at the corner, near the liquor store where I live. I'm telling you, I'm not kidding you. I've sat there on the curb with them and had a beer with them and listened to 2 hours of their life story. And I've learned so much, so much. We can focus on the whole of life rather than the fragments. Since love is eternal, death need not to be viewed as fearful. We can always perceive others either loving or fearful and giving a call of help for love. Right now, I have a lot of people in my life that are fearful. I have a lot of family members that are fearful. I really do. I have a lot of them. And they're all just giving a call of, help for love. They just need more love. I tell my kids, I curse the man that raised them with a belief system that they have. So anyway, when you get this is that mini course for life. There's a Facebook group for that. We have the Mind Body Mastermind. Please don't forget that, Joe, if you'll put the Mind Body Mastermind link in there. And then, of course, my favorite life mantra, my life poem, that you'll see this all over my materials in those folders. So, folks, I want to end this here because I want some openness and I want some honesty and I want to talk about my business plan for you. I want to help you and I want to show you. This is the Mind Body Mastermind. This is the link that Joe's going to put in there for you. I have today's date. Let's just see where. This is the 3-year life and business planning. When you come in here, watch this. You ready to this? I've been doing this now for 2.5, 3 years. Watch. Committed to the SMOS plan. Look how many people are committed. You ready? Not one person has filled it out. Not my paid people, because they own a different thing. But I asked you guys to come in. I said, this is the first thing you do. Just write down your name and your phone number and email. I don't care if you do it halfway, but let's do it. I looked at that this morning. I said, how many people have taken it? I said, oh my gosh, they may have missed it, But anyway, this is that 1990 thing I keep talking about that I did. It made a lot of people millions of dollars. Okay, this is the video that talks about it and how to do it. And I can't believe how many people struggle with this because they won't time block to give themselves 3 or 4 or 5 hours to make sure they build and build themselves a beautiful life. So please take advantage of this. The link is going to be in there. By the way, for those that are with our brokerage, those that are, part of our program, even if you're not, I do a meeting every Wednesday at noon. Do you notice some Wednesday, no one shows up? It's called Leverage Your Real Estate Practice in 45 minutes. I've got so many things in here for business development and personal development. It's incredible. We talk about the masterminds, but the stuff about the business plan, the personal development, the saboteurs that's holding you back, the public pricing model for those of you that are in the real estate business on the call, free tech support 7 days a week, our luxury program, how to dominate the luxury housing market. This is Chris Dove. Chris, how are you? Good to see you. I hope you don't get too cold up there in Tallahassee. This is a little video testimony. 8 days with us. She calls me. She thought she had to have a separate license to do a commercial real estate transaction. She did one, and 8 days later, when I said, all I did to do a shift for Chris, okay, and I do for everybody in my own personal team, is I say, listen, change your antennas. You're not in the house business. I see so much branding where people talk about they're in a realtor and they're in the house business and dream homes and all. You're a real estate expert. You're a real estate specialist. Chris proved it. 8 days later, she did $1,750,000 general store in a different state. How did that happen? Leverage, folks. Leverage, leverage, leverage. I wish I could tell, Chris, I did it because I'm so smart. Aren't I smart? It's experience. That's all. It's experience. 45 years. 8 days later, Chris, if you're listening, can you just unmute yourself and tell them where we were on Monday morning at 7 a.m., what you made me do and what you're working on now?
I made you help me pitch to another commercial client for $4.2 million.
What? Now, what is that? Is that because, again, I'm so special, I'm so smart? No, I'm experienced. And I got her just to think differently. Think differently. Chris, was your 2022 a lot different than the years you spent with another brokerage?
Oh, Lord, yes.
All because of mindset, skill set, and will set, and getting those threes to work together. You will always see Chris on these calls. Folks, please, this is serious. Do your 3-year business plan. Show up the day at noon. And by the way, don't show up at 12:03 because you won't be let in the room. I will shut it down. And the Zoom room, by the way, is nothing more than my cell number, which is right there on my, if you look at my Zoom window, my cell number is right there. All you have to do is go to zoom.com. Remember my cell number. My Zoom is always the same. It's my cell number. And you come on there at noon. It's called Leverage Your Real Estate Practice. And if you're with our brokerage, a lot of it's designed to expose people and to share with them the story, the way we transform the real estate industry. But it's really, I give them so much. They walk out of there. I have a couple people that have with other brokerages that are just doing so super well as a result of attending this meeting. So every noon, you have all these resources, but if you have to be courageous to find resources. So please take advantage. Take advantage, take advantage, take advantage. Joe's going to put it in there again, the Google Drive SMOS for your business and your life. He's going to put the Mind Body Mastermind in there. So let me go back to the chat and let's see what we got going and open this baby up. All right. It's let's see, what was your biggest problem? Let's see, on a scale 1 to myself, that's we talked about that. 10, super happy. Well, you know, Jacopo, you know, there's nothing you can do to make him unhappy. He's unbelievable. There he is. You talk about busy. I love this guy. I tell everybody to I try to tell everybody to exhaust me. He's one of my direct partners with eXp Realty. I said, try to exhaust me. I've said that now for 4 years to over 400 people. Not one has done it yet, except him. Italy.
I wanna tell you, Fred, first of all, thank you for this beautiful word. It's not only word, but it's action, because you are every time in my process to grow like human being, and second of all, like a business, because I learn a lot from you, and you know, I'm so happy. And really, a lot of people in this kind of business, they don't think about, okay, everything is related, Fred. Before you create your inner self, after you create your external part, and really you explain with clear and powerful energy and word the really true and the really right way to obtain success in life. And you know, thank you. I love you. Okay.
I love you, man. He's got me in Dubai. Last week we were in Dubai, India, and Italy. And by the way, you're going to be hearing a lot more about the Italian, wait a minute, hold a second. No, I don't want to get wrong. The Italian Florida Luxury Wealth Group. Luxury Wealth Group. It's incredible what he's doing. It's incredible. Krista, 8 out of 10. Fantastic. Fantastic. 6 and asking for help. Alita, please take advantage of my Wednesday afternoon calls. Invite people that you want to attract to your brokerage, because Alita,
I'm here every Wednesday. I appreciate you, Fred.
No, I'm saying noon though, to help you build your brokerage, because you're with eXp Realty, aren't you?
That is correct. Thank you so much.
Wednesday's designed to help you attract people and understand, right? You just got to let me know who's coming on. Okay. I want to help you, because if you're a 6, I want you to be a 10 in 2023.
I appreciate it. And all these calls, they've been definitely helping. So thank you.
Super. Frustrated. People need to look within, right, Krista? Amen. Accept reality. Lizette knows well. She was our guest about 3 or 4 weeks ago. Be the first to build generational wealth in my family. Mia, amen. Amen. Attend my Wednesday noon calls. You know, you'll hear about luxury. You'll hear about commercial. You'll hear about leverage. People don't know how to leverage their own real estate license. Break generational mindset of scarcity. Lizette, amen. I remember your presentation with us. This scarcity mentality, folks, I deal with it all the time still. After 69 years of this stuff practicing, I still got to deal with that idea of the mindset of scarcity. You know, scarcity is pervasive, right? It's just everything from, well, I don't necessarily want to be kind to that stranger, your scarcity on that, right? But you know, when you cast your breads upon the water, they come back to you. Rise up, leaving 9-to-5 job, building relationship. Pam, are you still okay? That was a direct message. Pam said, leaving this 9-to-5 job, building relationships, cruise with friends. Great goal, Pam. 2023, 2023, April, be in Wall Street Journal with my book. Yep. You're going to be hearing a whole lot about that book. I've just got it the other day and I got to read it. And with Jacopo, he's doing a book called Healthy, Rich, and Happy. And he's going to own 200 units by 2025. I love it. Conquer through tough times of dissatisfaction, discouragement. Annavette, well, that's a beautiful name. Annavette. Where is Annavette? Is she on the call? I don't know if I know that name. Oh, yeah. You have where are you?
I'm right here.
Oh, there you are.
Yes. It's
that
Annabelle. Yeah, you got it right.
Oh, Annavette. Okay. Is that a video that you're on, or is that just a photo?
It's just a photo.
Oh, where's your
my
video?
profile picture.
What are you hiding? What are you hiding?
What am I hiding?
No,
My
I'm
morning look.
Your
My
morning
morning
look look should be bright. Come on now, bright, cheery.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, yeah, conquer through tough times of dissatisfaction, discouragement, eliminate negativity. Please get that link that Joe put on. It's loaded. If you go through my folder, and if you still have dissatisfaction, discouragement, then we definitely need to talk. Okay. So yeah, don't put up with it. Don't put up with it. Create a school for elderly and young. Who was that? Okay, yep. Karen Hurley. Where's Karen? That's my sister. Where is she? Oh, there she is. That's my sister, folks. Well, I'm glad you jumped on. Good to see you. She said, thank you for your powerful message and love of divinity. May your Lord continue to bless you and keep you. Amen. Stephanie, I want to purchase a beach house. Everybody, Steph, if you want to purchase a beach house, you don't say I want to. You say I will be purchasing a beach house by November 2023. Okay? Change that up. Change that up. Knowing you'll do it.
Okay.
Take that, please exhaust my plan, my 3-year plan. You'll do it, I promise you. But if you got to have, that's your objective, right? But now it's not a real objective because you don't have a date to it, right? So you got to make it a real objective. So that S stands for situation. Right now, you're not living in a beach house. Your mission is, that's just one of your little missions, is they live in a beach house. So your objective is when, what date by, and then your strategies are all the things you've got to get in line to make it happen. And then your tactics are on your daily basis or weekly basis, what you're going to do to accomplish it. So that's a powerful approach. That's most approach. So much truth. I love your passion. Oh, Laurie, thank you. Tiffany. Okay. Man, he's on. Good. What is your method to keep you motivated when financial problems are making you lose your focus? I'm glad you brought that up, Aman. Well, that's a great question. What is your method to keep you motivated when financial problems are making you lose focus? That's those 3 P's, right? What you got to do. I'm glad you brought that up. That's important because financial crisis, trust me, right now, this year, I don't even want to admit some major mistakes. But when you have any issues, mainly a lot of them is relationship. I had somebody on Saturday that, so what you have to do, those financial issues are not permanent. Am I sharing my screen or no? I don't think so. Hold a second. This is important. I'm glad you brought that up. Am I sharing my screen? Do you all see my screen? No. Hold 1 second. I want to make sure we emphasize this some more. This is important. So if you have financial issues, if you have relationship issues, whatever they are, and they're hindering other areas of life, is because you think they're permanent. You've got to wipe that out. No financial issue is permanent, right? Because you might go even more broke, but it's not permanent. It's just not permanent. Trust me, I've been there. 40 some years of work down the tubes. It's not permanent. You cannot allow it. Only discipline will stop that pervasive mentality where you allow it to affect your marriage. I know you got children, you got a family. You cannot take that stuff home. That's a little compartment of your life. So don't allow it to be pervasive. And number 3, it's not personal. Even though you're the one that may have screwed it up that caused it, like I have to admit, I used to think I blamed the banks, I blamed the economy, I blamed this, I blamed that, until I looked in the mirror one day and I realized, and I took that course, the real course, the real courses I talk about all the time. It's in my references. You know, you can't, it's all learning experiences. There's circumstances. Use it as a stairway because so you can get better and better and better. Financial problems and relationship issue, emotional problems are the two that really get us. So those 3 P's are so important. Okay. I'm glad you brought that up. All right. Anybody else? Any comments, any breakthroughs? 2023. How many of you are going to have the best year of your life in 2023? Let me see. 2 of you. That's not very productive for me, Don. That's not even 10%. All of you, right? Let's have the best year of our life. Anybody, anything else? Any questions? Krista, oh, you had some hands up. I'm sorry, Krista. I'm not paying attention to those hands. I'm sorry. Joe, you're supposed to help me out there. I missed their hand. Go ahead, Krista. You're muted.
Oh, no. I was just saying I'm going to have the best year of my life.
Amen.
But thank you. I just wanted to thank you, Fred, because, you know, I've been on these calls for a year now with you, and it's taken a year to kind of start clicking in. So, you know, I've never given up on the calls, and I think a lot of people just are very short-sighted, and, you know, if one little thing doesn't work or something doesn't work for them once or twice, they just give up. So I thank you for doing this every week, and it's sinking in.
Hey, I'm so glad you brought that up because I want to go back to the arrogance for a moment. And I'm going to say this, and I don't want to make you blush, but if anyone had any room to be arrogant in the way a lot of times we think people are arrogant, you know, Krista has a great 20-year history. She sells some higher end real estate. She lives in a very nice house, which she totally redid. She worked herself to the bone, making it beautiful. So she lives in Boca Raton. You know, she's smart. Her intellect, everything. She can be so arrogant, right? What some people got, but the real arrogance are people that aren't showing up on the calls. The real arrogance are people who say, nah, I don't need it. I'm too busy. So arrogance is really, please, if you do not do that business plan, I'm going to say this, and there's 50 of you left. Watch this, Joe. Watch them all drop off. I'm going to insult them now. I'm sorry, I have to do it. If you don't do that business plan, or somebody else, I already said, I'm going to repeat it. If you don't have a written business plan of mine or someone else's, and you share it with me, I challenge all 50 of you. I don't care what it is, even if it's on the back of a napkin. You don't have a business plan for your life. That means your life's not that important. And that's arrogance, in my opinion. That's arrogance. It's a reversed arrogance. You don't deserve it or whatever. It just, so please don't be arrogant. Do a business plan. Who else had their hand up? Somebody else. Liz or Steph, did you have your hand up? Okay, cool.
Hey,
All right.
Fred,
Yes.
where's your call at noon?
It's on Zoom. You go to zoom.us. If you write my phone number down, anytime you go to zoom.us or zoom.com, the same. Up at the top, you'll see it says join a meeting, or it only says join, Join, right? Join. And then it's going to ask you for a meeting ID. My Zoom meetings are always the same. It's my cell number. So just type my cell number in for the meeting ID and you'll pop in there on noon.
Okay.
Okay. And
Thank
by the
you
way,
so
I just wanted to say, Fred, thanks I'm blessed to have Fred and Christian be part of this adventure I'm going. So thank you guys to both.
oh, you're welcome, man. You're welcome. You're welcome. All right, cool. Yeah, listen, if you're with eXp Realty, I would encourage you to be on that noon call to see what I do to help you build your business. And make sure you let me know if you're inviting a guest so I know who they are. Okay, that's important. All right, thank you all. I appreciate you. Tiffany's back. Tiffany's back. We got 2